How did you know that? That it's upside down?
The funnels.
Oh, I see, okay.
Funnels.
Okay.
And if you also notice, there's numbers on the left side. It goes 1 through 10.
Okay, all right, okay.
And then on the right side, it goes 10, 1 through
1.
9.
Okay,
All right. And then what you also need to see is on the back of the foam, we have these marks 10 inches apart.
okay,
The very first one at the bottom is only 6 inches. It's 96 inches or 8 feet. So when we put the first panel in, we would start at the bottom left, and just there it would start. The next panel, again, is identical. You can see there's little keyways on the side. You step it up 10 inches. I got it upside down, so it's not going to fit together. And that's the nice thing, because it would never fit together anyway, because this shiplap and these keyways wouldn't fit. Step it up 10 inches. And I put the foam. And it fits together. And you can see the numbers match. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, so on and so on. Now the nice thing about it is the back of the foam, as I mentioned, I can show you on this piece here.
It's in 10-inch increments.
That's your cutoff line right there.
I would take 10 inches off the top. So let's say that, I could take 10 inches off the top of any piece, and I put it at the bottom there, and it matches in. And that's what we did over here. This is actually 2 4-foot pieces exactly, but the bottom here,
This is a piece
and
in
it's
here.
covered up. You can see there's a joint right here.
So is it constantly stacking upwards, or can you bring it back down again?
No, it stacks upwards, but you take the excess from the top and then you put it at the
But I'm
bottom.
saying, say you got 2 going up this way, can you drop another one back this way, or no?
A third one to the right.
Drop one down?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so it's constantly going up and up, so you have cuts,
Constantly
cuts.
going up and up, and the
Okay.
numbers will match. So if you have a wall that's 8 feet
The
tall,
next piece will be a 20-inch cut on your next
next piece
panel.
would be a
Yes,
20-inch.
exactly.
Yep, and you'd step it up here, exactly. So you always want to start from the bottom left, basically, with the stone foam. If it's the clay foam, no worry about it because it's running bond. We actually, when you get this warranty foam or the stone foam, you get an extra piece of foam. There's 160 feet of stone in that pallet, 192 square feet of foam, 1 extra 4x8 sheet. Because when you come to a window, if there's a window right here, if we cut that out for the window, we're basically going to have to, we won't be able to use that foam as easily as if it was a running bond pack, right? So you get an extra sheet of foam with the warranty stone.
Question?
Question?
Yes.
You know, when you come up to your windowsill, all right, say it comes out somewhere in here,
Yep.
all right? What's your recommendation for under the window for you to apply some type of a sill system that this all still works? In other words, you take a piece of foam, you leave the foam backfilled, and then you face to that somehow?
Yes, you
Or can you
can.
go back right to the wall of the house?
You have your
Okay.
option. If you want to have
Okay.
continuous insulation, you're going to attach. You're going to break out these.
Okay.
And you're going to attach a piece of 5-pound or 8 or something like that to the
All right, you
foam.
put a piece of stone sill, you can do
We,
it the same
we
way
actually,
out.
that starter flashing is strong enough that you can use it to support, or you can just use a little elk wood that you would normally attach to the cylinder. So,
There's nothing special that you have to do from the transition, if you went to the back, the front, other than having some type of flashing underneath to seal off
exactly.
the top edge here.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, yep.
Now, can an installer, if he does get out on a job, if he gets a 10-inch rule, can he bust together immediately?
If it forgets 10 inches, no, it won't.
It
Because-
won't, all right.
Because you have these keyways,
Gotcha.
to make it go to 10 inches.
It's hard for them to make a mistake.
Okay.
Well, we tried to make it pretty hard.
That's
Well-
it. You gotta get a lot covered there.
Yeah.
There are mistakes that can be made. There are tricks to the trade. The stone, as you can see here, bridges from pocket to pocket.
Right.
I mean, from foam panel to foam panel, it's part of the patent. The other thing you need to know is every single piece of foam, like I said, is the same. And you have one incomplete pocket right here. When that's over here, and I put that 10-inch piece below it, you can can see right here, it now becomes a complete pocket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But what we do 99% of the time when it's down here is we will break this out. We don't have to break it out. We'll break that out,
and there's a stone for
that
that.
fits that. You could cut the stone if you want. You don't have to, but you can. So that's
And what
the
happens
way
if
the-
you're doing a job and you get a piece and there's like a big piece of the styrofoam is missing like this?
You
can
use
glue
the
it
button
in.
cap now. You
Yeah.
can put an anchor right underneath it if you
Okay.
needed to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that might happen during shipping, you know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
have a piece that's got a little bit of an issue. But you can just use some mason bond, glue it in, and, you know, pin it in with a button cap now. And,
The one other thing you have to do is you can't really have big gaps between the foam, either vertically or horizontally, because the way the stone bridges from in both directions, you got to keep it level and plumb, obviously. But if you start to drift on it, you're going to end up with it trying to, you know, you may end up with something like that, and that's an obvious big difference. The stone's not going to want to fit it. So.
when you cut your 45 for the quarters, what'd you use to do that with?
A circular saw.
You do, okay,
Otherwise, we just use a long blade
Okay.
to cut through the foam.
okay.
Steak knife works good.
Pardon?
Steak knife works good
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
foam.
Yeah, it will.
I think on your 45, you know, you're gonna wanna use a circular saw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you got a straighter cut. and
Yeah, I mean,
you
if,
Just go to an edge and go
if
right
you're
through.
using a blade, you know, you could
Yeah.
be doing anything, so.
I think at this point, you know, we didn't put all the anchors in over here. If someone wants to put an anchor in, we can do that. There's not enough on this side. We can do that if someone wants to try putting an anchor in. Pretty easy to do.
Grab a stone real quick.
We can put some stones in as well, so everyone can see the stones. You know, we've done training, and then we came back to the job. This was the sample panel for the big high school. We told the mason, the teeth go up, the bevel goes up. They were starting to install, and we came back from lunch, and the stone was falling out because they were putting them in upside down.
That's interesting.
That's what I was wondering about, yeah.
Yeah, well, that, you know.
A beginner, you know what I'm saying?
You can
Like
just get
throwing
rid
it
of
in
that.
there and.
So to place the stones in, you know, the stone is always a little bit bigger than the pocket is. You're gonna hinge it up underneath and just pop it in. And it's really as easy as that.
A little different than the clip-on stone we used to have.
Yeah, yeah.
And the towns are gonna have no problem with this being installed?
Pardon me?
The towns?
The towns?
Yeah.
You mean like the codings?
Like the building inspectors?
Well, if you have a building inspector who you know or who you don't know and you maybe are concerned, you could present it to him ahead of time.
Okay.
We did that for the round turret job in Long Island.
Easy.
He went to the building inspector first, he looked at it, saw our test stuff on the web. He said, no problem.
If you want, grab a stone.
That's all.
Yeah.
Grab a
Everybody
size,
grab a stone.
whatever, you know.
I like the weed system. Back side and front side.
Yeah.
That's ideal.
Now, hang on. You gotta, when you put it in, you don't have to go all the way to the top inside corner. Go all the way to here. You can kind of hold it back slightly.
You're way over.
And I'm over. Push it up. You got to push up pretty hard, and you can see how that. And you can hear from my voice that I was pushing. And sometimes when you're pushing, you might break that foam out.
I can see it on the smaller ones maybe, where it pops these
Right,
little ones
it's
here.
hard
Yeah.
to do a whole row.
Stayed
Right.
outside for a long time and had all leaves on the top of it, so it kind of like, you know, but we were just using it for demo
Have an anchor
purposes.
like this.
But I would assume.
There you go. We start at the bottom and work up because the other thing you can't really do is you can't jiggle and take them in and out really more than once or twice.
Right, you really just wanna.
Exactly. Yep.
And it really doesn't matter when you're installing the stones, if you start from the bottom, you work up, you can just put
We,
them in.
we
anywhere?
tend to like to start from the bottom and work
Okay.
up. That way, if we don't want to have a loose stone, not a loose stone, but a
Right.
stone up above our head,
Right,
working down. If someone's doing
Yeah,
this,
yep.
it could fall out.
okay, good point.
So we like to be.
Now,
But
you're
you know,
doing
we're going to be wearing hard hats.
Is it
Still all-
advisable to go up like a certain footage and then route it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
However your scaffolding and your equipment and works out, you know, the round turret job, they did the whole front of the house, and then the guy grouted it to like the 7-foot level. And I was like, oh, there's gonna be a line there because it's gonna cure at different rates. But that's the way they did it. Everybody has to put some stones in, including bottom.
Yeah, 'cause you
Now,
have-
see here, you have to,
Yeah, because you don't have much of a holding power there.
right,
Yeah, I
and
saw
you
that
took
pull
it out.
away.
So once you take it out, this is where we would have to follow you.
Come on, Warren, use a little muscle there, buddy. You got to get under
I
it.
see what you're saying.
What are
Let's
you doing?
get a, Peter, let's find
There
a
you
Oh, I
go.
see.
button cap.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yep.
Well,
You
Takes
just
a
gotta
little force.
Yeah, it does. That's interesting.
This one's gonna fall, it is gonna fall out. It is gonna
Yeah, I see what
But
you're
we
saying.
can get it back into place. We don't have the nail, but we have a screw with a button cap that will work. Stuart, you need to put a stone in.
Give him a big one.
I'll put the big one in right here. And it should be okay.
Hey, it goes in pretty easy.
It
That
does.
wall is
Yeah.
leaning a little bit, you better be careful.
No.
See, now this is not a,
It's not working.
you flunked.
Gotta wet the stone, make it grow to that size.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, the one thing I want to check though. Yeah,
Don't want to do that jiggling too many times.
no, but I want to make sure the top is in.
Now, when that happens,
Chaz, what did you do?
now we do what happens. Then you gotta.
Need another button cap. Here's,
All right.
and this is exactly what one of you guys said. You could see it happening in the
Yeah, I
smaller
can see it
pocket.
happening on a small
So
one.
you only have that much foam to push out, and we pushed it out.
It's not gonna happen a lot.
No. Once you do it once,
Okay.
depending unless you're a slow learner,
Yeah.
you're not gonna do it again.
well, this
We'll
is,
just keep that there for now.
I forgot the nails that go with the button cap, so I'm using the screw. But I mean, really, this just
Yep.
goes to show you you can use anything.
Yeah, we're gonna need another one of those too for over here.
You know, so you can put this in to hold it, and you would put a little dab of mason bond behind there,
Okay.
and you know you're good to go. I mean, obviously you're pulling that out before you're grouting,
Yeah.
but
So you just do that to hold it to the glue sets, then you pull it off.
exactly. Yep.
But we actually can leave it in until we grout. We do.
Right until we grout. Right.
And see, that's a little cockeyed, so we could twist it and away we go. So that's how you fix that, Chaz.
Okay. I can see that happen a lot in the beginning.
Yeah. So we want to do this wall. So you know, if you guys want to see us injecting the grout, we can do that.
I'd like to see your tool, for sure.
I wouldn't say that to. Once again, open mouth, insert foot, Warren.
We only wish it was this big, right?
Easy, this is a family video we're shooting here.
So all you do is strap it on like this. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too short for that.
That might have been lower on the other panel. So the one thing I didn't say is there's 10 different sizes of stone, but when we make one cycle of our machine, we're actually making 33 different stones. And the reason I say that is if you look at the palette over here, you can see that there are multiple ones this
This guy
size.
said last night when I looked at it,
They're all the way across the, they all have
it looks like a
different
stone wall. You know
But
what I
on
mean?
the same palette, you can see there's only one big granddaddy, one really long one like this, one like, actually there's two of
You know,
these.
we have so many people that come
So it's
in
33 different stones,
the
but they're all
store
10
that
different
ask
sizes.
to match the postal stone to the paver.
Yeah,
And I think that's the next point in this whole thing.
yeah.
I mean, how many people are in the store matching their roof shingle to their paver, which you never see? You know?
Now there's a case where there's nothing under that one right there, but it's a pretty tight fit and it's fine. It's broken out.
Is when you get a, be careful how I say this, but on a normal pallet, you're not gonna see as much stuffing?
No, this
No, this
like
is
this
all-
stuff is just
Okay.
yeah. Sorry about that.
No,
You know, quite honestly, it lends character to it. I hate to say it. but-
Once you inject the grout and you look at this, it'll be fine.
and did you also say that if there was mildew or stain or something, you can power wash this?
You can power wash it, yeah, but that stuff that we saw on top of the pallet there was leaves on top
Right,
of this pallet.
yeah, I know that.
That's gonna
If
fade.
you're going to use
Yeah, I
power
mean, if you,
washing, it's
like,
got to be low
from where
pressure.
you're
Very low
standing,
pressure.
Yeah.
You know,
at
on
that
culture
height,
stone, you can't do it at all.
They're
Correct.
easy to hinge
Because this is
in.
color all the way through, I assume.
Yes, the color's all the way through. It's
But
very
the cream is
subtle
still on
coloring.
the top,
Yeah.
though, right? So you could probably blow the cream of the
Yes,
concrete off.
yes.
Yeah.
There's only one soldier course in the whole pallet.
I just put it in.
You just put it in. Okay.
Yeah, you might wanna put some weight back there.
Where?
That wall from.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well,
We have a pallet back there, but it's probably not a heavy
I wanna see
pallet.
it. I can see one stone falling on your head, but the whole wall? I don't know,
Yeah.
that's a little much.
Yeah.
is that actually leaning?
Yeah.
Well, it was always leaning.
Yeah,
Well, maybe take this work with just put a little pressure in the back.
we didn't put a pallet on the 2x4
That
on
won't-
the
Se-
that
bottom.
won't
seems
go
okay.
anywhere.
No?
No.
Alright.
We can put a bunch of stones
Yeah,
on the right
put a bunch
side.
of stones, yeah, that'll work. That'll balance it.
Let me try with the small one.
I pretty much beat that thing up yesterday. I don't think it's falling over.
Oh yeah, and see this side over here, we actually need to put some more anchors in. Peter, do you have
Yeah,
a screw?
yeah.
Let's do that. Before we put more stuff. We probably need,
That's where certain spot anchors go into, like certain drill
well,
marks?
16 inches on the stud. You mark where the studs were.
No, I'm saying so like a certain spot you can drill into this foam. or something.
Well, yeah, that's one thing we do need to show you, is the anchors have to go this
This
direction.
drill. I gotta show my trouble.
You don't want to put them where the funnel opening is, because then you're going to clog up the drainage.
Okay.
potential. So, if that was the case, you could actually turn the anchor sideways, but it would be over here on the head.
So all the
joint.
water gets in here, just right out.
That you can use on this,
Yeah.
you can't,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more difficult on the culture
Yeah.
stone.
So you can see right here, this foam is actually moving a little bit because we don't have an anchor.
And it's
So we
colored
need
all
to
the
get
way
an anchor
through,
in
so
there
you're not
before
gonna,
we finish. We left that out to show you guys today.
What happened to the anchors?
They're in the conference room. They're in the conference room.
Oh.
I'll go get them.
Don't get me panicked about this thing falling.
It looks so much.
That's, once you get the weight on this leg of the wall,
Yeah.
it's not gonna go anywhere.
Now you can start seeing some of the texture shadows.
And I'm not all that familiar with cultured stone.
Yeah.
But this is such a different look from the typical cultured stone that you see out there. So it does separate this product from a lot of other things out there.
Like one filament too, is now you get a carrying right on that. Now, we do, make every step from match to half. Just put the whole other way to the
So when you get your crews working, you're probably going to have one guy that just places the anchors, and then another guy's going to come in and get the screw ready and pop it in there. If you have the anchor really has to be flush on the bottom of this ledge, because if you happen to hold it up slightly, it's going to be tough to get that stone in there. And it's okay to compress the foam a little bit, but you don't want to suck it in 1/4 of an inch, because that that makes the structural capacity of the foam, it damages that. So now we can put the bigger stones in.
I'm gonna put another couple anchors.
Where are you gonna put? Okay.
Just we have another.
Just going for counterweight over here. The other thing is you cannot put a anchor and a screw right at the very bottom here, because this starter flashing has a return on it of 2 or 2.5 inches. So you won't be able to drill through that.
The starter flashing comes with the whole entire package?
This,
Nice,
this
that
is a
was
separate piece.
Okay.
That's a separate piece. Everything else is modular, sort of prepackaged, but we don't know how tall or how long your walls are going to be, so we don't know how many of these you're going to need. And this is what we like. This is what I like to tool the joint with. Just a dowel rod where we round the tip. You can use a metal tooling joint. It's going to put a slick on it, but we tend to just get it thumping hard and let it fall off, and we may brush the joints a little bit, but that's it. I will tell you that a lot of masons tend to tool the joint more than you need to, but they're used to doing that for nice brickwork. This is kind of a rough look, but if you want to put a shine on it, you could do that with a metal tool.
Here's one of those soldier course pieces.
Sorry, Kev.
You can actually look at the stone over here, the water's beating up on it. There is a little bit of dry block or that type of water repellent admixture in the stone.
Same thing for the mortar, Kev?
Yes, the mortar has, they work together, the mortar and the stone.
I assume this is a stupid question, but I'll ask it anyways. The water, the foam, water won't go through it?
The foam doesn't absorb water.
Does
It's
not
closed
absorb
cell
water.
EPS foam.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Yep.
That's another huge selling point, Roger.
The whole weave system is
Yes,
tremendous.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah, behind it, in front of it,
Yeah.
and it's got the little channels that come down behind it. Plus you're keeping the mortar away from it.
Yep.
I mean,
Absolutely.
the only problem I can see is if you clog every little channel that comes down to the next one, but I wouldn't even see that happen.
So you can see here at the bottom, we could put a little stone here that would fit, and then do we cut a piece here? No, we would just take this all out and put, actually this stone right here, we can do it. It's better to have I'll get the button caps ready. Peter will just break it out and see how he does that. You're gonna need to, you need to put something underneath it, and there's
Right. We
in
have
every
them.
bundle of foam, there's 6 sheets of foam in a bundle. There are what I call the little sugar cubes. We haven't gotten to them in that bundle we opened, but they're little, they look like little sugar cubes, and they're actually, you use them as a spacer. And we can just use a scrap piece of foam from over here, Peter. Actually, well, they're in the pocket of the big, they're not in this, they're not in this. Maybe because we changed the green, but they're not here. Don't worry about it. Oh, you got, no, it's this one. So you can, you know, you're going to shim it up somehow. In this case, we're going to do it pretty rudimentary-like.
Well, we don't really have enough shims to. But
Oh, I'm doing the wrong stone now.
we can do this for now.
Yep, there you go.
Something to that effect. But once that mason bond gets on there, or PL premium, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
it'll. But you see how you just break that pocket out, and there's a stone to go in there.
And on the bottom here, underneath, you're not putting mortar there, are you, or are you?
We normally do put mortar there.
He's got those little foam pieces he had inside that you
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
in
Okay,
every,
all right.
what was it?
32 inches.
20?
32
22,
inches.
30?
24 to
So
32.
we
I
just
think.
pour it out when we done? One pieces, keep them in there.
Yeah, you would take those out. Here's the weep hole material. Right here,
Okay.
little mesh cube.
All right, so you're gonna,
Personally, I like to fill the whole thing with mortar first, let it get thumping hard, and then I just take a knife and I cut it, and then I put it in. Because if I take the quick point gun or the pump or whatever, I'm
Goes behind
usually covering it up with mortar accidentally.
Okay.
I'm not that good.
okay. And what's the distance
24
between
to
the
32 inches.
24 to
Yeah,
32?
listen,
I was.
hold it a couple times.
I'm getting old, I can't hear that well, come on.
Oh, so it's just out of water.
I was gonna say something smart, but I'm not gonna. He's focused on something, I'm not.
It's the tool, what can I tell you?
That was funny.
He's good for one a day.
So do you guys wanna see us inject the grout, or I don't know what
Absolutely.
timeline?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. Do you need water?
We have water, we're already,
Oh,
we're
you're
already
well
set.
ahead of us.
We knew it was coming.
If you
It's
guys
over
wanna
here.
get like a drink or something like that, or while we mix stuff up.
That won't take too long.
We have some coffee. We actually.
Yeah,
when
anybody
we
wants
get
a hot drink or whatever.
Yeah, we
Bathroom you can't use though.
So I'm gonna
Put
hold
in a
this
few
up.
more stones and then we'll